Hello and welcome to episode 41 of Tales from the Midnight Diary, now coming to you from Devon. Hey, how are you? If you're a new viewer, welcome. This is an absolutely great time for you to jump in. I'm Gemma. It's really nice to have you here. I'm the dyer, designer, tutor and maker behind The Midnight Diary, the creator of this podcast, Tales from the Midnight Diary, and purveyor of general nonsense, apparently, but there we are. So if you're a returning viewer, welcome. Thank you for your patience while I got myself sorted. I actually managed to leave my tripod back in Kent and only just got a hold of it in the last week or so. And my aunt, Lindsay, who is so sweet Samuel, said, who cares? Prop it up. Just hit record. Just film. So I have waited for the tripod, but I have dived in now with another episode for you. So what to expect from this video if you're new, this is my kind of video podcast. Where I talk about the things that I have been making, so knitting, crochet, other crafts. It's just a general chat, so I hope you've got a project with you, maybe a cuppa or a cold beverage, a cold beverage, because it is October and it's sunny. It's 20 degrees. I'm sat in a summer top and we're going for a barbecue at my in-laws this afternoon. A barbecue outside in the garden in October. What is going on? So you know what's going on. It's global warming, isn't it? But there we are. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to chat about the things that I've been making or not making. I haven't really been making that much. Turns out that moving house, moving your entire life across the country, giving up your job and completely reorganising your life takes a little bit of mental space, a little bit of time, and makes you quite tired. So yeah, anyway, I hope you are all well and having a great weekend. Anyone joining in with Socktober? If you haven't heard of Socktober, it is a month where you knit socks. There's lots of things. Inktober is going on for any pen artists out there. I'm following a few that are really exciting. And it's also Baby Loss Awareness Month. And Vlogtober is on, so I know Sharon of the Knitting Project podcast is doing Vlogtober. A few others are doing it. I haven't caught up with any yet. I'm not doing it. I'm not organised enough yet, but I'm hoping to be back with Vlogmas again this year because I really enjoyed that last year. So anyway, let's get into things. I've got a couple of hose for you and a couple of whips, but that's it. Okay, so the first one up, I've just this moment broken my glasses again. So there we are, new glasses needed. So if I'm looking in the wrong bit of the camera, you just have to forgive me. It's because I can't see. But there we are. So first up is a half object. If I hold it back here, you can see it. Oh, giant head. This is a sock that I have knit for my mother-in-law for Christmas. She does know that she's getting it. Where I'm close to the family now and I'm making things for them, what I wanted to do was actually have her try it on so I can get the perfect sock recipe. So I did a 64 stitch cast on 2.5 mil needles, and that seems to fit quite nicely on her leg, but she's got very slender feet. And I did actually do a decrease. I've done a much longer gusset than usual, and I've decreased also on the bottom as well as the top, or the top as well as the bottom, from about here to take me down to, I believe, a 56 stitch count for the foot. And actually it fits her really well. So this is just some hand dyed yarn. I don't know who the dyer is. It was mystery yarn that I got from someone's D-stash on Facebook. When we first moved here, I wanted to knit socks. I was starting to knit a sock that is somewhere around here. Don't know where it's gone, I'll find it for you. I'd done the British Birds colourways from my structure spinners. I've done mini socks. I'll put a picture up here if you haven't seen it already, but I do talk about it in my last episode. And so I thought I'd try a patterned sock. So I'm doing the one from the Winwick Mum book, By the River, I think. I'll find out what it's called. And it's a really lovely pattern. I'm doing that in the J colourway and I'll show you in a sec. But I needed something vanilla. I needed something that didn't require any thought and that I could do on dog walks or when I'm knackered in the evenings. And so vanilla socks it is. And yeah, so I'm making these for my mother-in-law. So it will have a mate, but it was interrupted by the Quinn memory sock, and this is the one I've really wanted to talk to you about. So this is designed by Sam, who goes by WeaverMakes on Instagram and on Facebook, and she has designed this sock in memory of her precious little boy Quinn, who sadly passed away at just 5 days old this time last year. So it's his birthday. And she very sweetly said she'd been inspired by the Lara's Legacy socks and wanted to do something similar for her little boy, which is just, it's incredible to know that Lara's inspiring people still. And so she's designed this sock, Quinn memory sock. Oh, where's the thing? I want it to focus. Focus, please. There you go. I might have to put a picture in as well. And it's a pattern of 3s and 5s that alternate, which is very special to Sam and her family. Yeah, and it's a chance to do some good. So in knitting this sock, I've test knit it for Sam, but if you buy the pattern, money also goes to the For Louis charity. Which is a charity set up by the parents of Louis, who also passed away when he was tiny. I think he might have been stillborn. And their parents create boxes, memory boxes for parents of stillborn and neonatal death babies. So because they don't have a lot. And so we've got one for Lara. When Lara passed away, we received one from the hospital, and it had a little box to put a lock of her hair in, and it had 2 teddy bears, so one to go with Lara and one for us to keep, and some other bits and pieces. It's a very worthwhile charity, providing much needed, albeit small, comfort in a really terrible time. And there we are. So that's the Quinn's memory sock, and that is coming out on the 9th of October, which is this coming Monday. It's the 7th of October now, so do consider buying that. That is also the start of Baby Loss Awareness Week. So there we are. I've knit this in my own hand-dyed yarn. It's the Nautical Twilight colourway. I picked it because it kind of undulates in the same way as the pattern does down the leg and across the top of the sock. And the idea of it's twilight and ocean and all that sort of thing, I find the ocean very comforting. It just seemed to be the right fit, and I think it really works. So I will make its mate, but this was a test knit, so it needed to be done by the 30th of September. So I did that, and then I haven't had a chance to cast on its mate yet. I have actually just started the cast on yesterday for its friend. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully they will be ready soon. There we go. So that's the 2 socks that I've done, the 2 hose. And now on to Let's see, what have I got here? All right, so I've started, I haven't knit a lot in the last few weeks, I've got to be honest. It's a big deal moving, and we were moving across the country, leaving jobs behind. We were already in temporary accommodation, so we were completely kind of split across the country. I was still working. I was working right up until 2 days before we moved, 3 days before we moved. And even though I kind of stopped on the Friday and had the weekend, there was still bits that I needed to do and questions to answer. So we were a little bit all over the place. But we managed it. We got moved down. We had to leave a few bits behind that I've picked up this last weekend because it wouldn't all fit in the van. So we played van Tetris. And yeah, got in, and it's just been manic. It's just been a lot of DIY and getting organised. We got rid of the last boxes in the lounge last week. So the lounge is pretty much there, although it's covered in toys and all sorts of things at the moment. We started decorating Robin's room, which is really cute, but again, that took a lot of work. We're not quite there yet. We've still got the wallpaper to do. But the house is really lovely, but the lady we bought it from was a big smoker, and so the whole place needs sugar soaping and cleaning and we've been cleaning it, and gradually the smell of nicotine is disappearing. But that's why it's taken so long to decorate Robin's bedroom, because we've had to really scrub the ceiling and the walls before we started painting. We stripped the wallpaper on one wall, and we're going to wallpaper a wall. So he's got this lovely woodland forest theme that we're going with, which is really cute. And I've been on Marketplace like an absolute demon. So I'm really looking forward to getting that finished. We've been doing that in the evenings when he's gone to bed and during his nap time. So there's really not been any downtime at all for knitting. But in the past week or so, we're coming to the end of Robin's room. We're both a little bit knackered. My husband's starting his masters, which is really exciting. I've been job hunting, getting a bit more settled. So I've felt myself reaching for my needles, and this is what I've been working on. So this is really all this progress is in the last few days. I ripped back right to the collar on Friday evening. I want to say on Saturday evening, so a week ago. And I was busy up in Kent, so I didn't really get much knitting time there. But I split for the sleeves on Wednesday, and so most of this was done on Wednesday, and then obviously just Thursday and today I've done a little bit. So I've got 1.5 inches left to go on the body. So this is a flax sweater. If you are a regular viewer of the podcast, you'll be rolling your eyes and going, oh, here we go again, and the flax. But it's a brilliant pattern, and it's free. So if you are just starting out your knitting journey and you fancy trying a top down in the round sweater, there are so many advantages to doing this. You can try it on as you go. It's round around, so there's no purling, so it's quicker. There's no seaming. You can adjust the length. There are a myriad of reasons why top down in the round is definitely the way to go rather than seamed pieces. This pattern, Flax by Tin Can Knits, definitely one to go for. I knit it each time I teach top down sweater class, and I'd cast on, but I just screwed it up 3 or 4 times and ended up just back at the collar. But I have this beautiful wine red. It's coming up quite bright on my screen. I'm not sure what it's going to be like when we edit. It's kind of halfway between a burgundy and a Christmas red, so not quite, you get the idea. And I think it's going to be really cute for the autumn winter. It's not a Christmas jumper per se, but it's definitely one he can wear in the winter season and feel all cozy. So this is the 2 to 4. A modification I've made this time is I've sized up the needles. I'm a loose knitter, so I didn't bother sizing down my needles. I expected it to be bigger because I'm a loose knitter. But it wasn't, and actually all the other ones I've knit, there's a bit after the yoke. So you do the yoke increases, which you can see here. Let's get my hair out of the way, there we go. Increases coming down here on the yoke. When you've done the increases, so it's the right width, you then knit straight until it measures for Robin size 5.5 inches, and that's when you split from the sleeves. But I was finding myself having to knit like 16 rounds when it only expected you to knit 4. So I thought my gauge must be off, and it just fit weirdly because it was all the shaping was up here, and it kind of almost bunched up across his chest. And it's definitely not the pattern, it's me. So I thought I'm going to size up my needles. So I've gone up to a 5.5, and I'm so glad I have, because the fabric is much softer, and I only needed 4 rounds of straight without the increases. So I'm on gauge basically. So this is why you should swatch, kids. This is why, if you want them to fit, this is why you should swatch. So yeah, I've got an inch left to do before the ribbing officially according to the pattern, but my son is long, so I add an extra inch on. Again, that's the beauty of knitting in the round. You can try it on, so I add an extra inch on for his body, and then I do the rib, and then I've just got to pick up the sleeves, a few decreases, and zoom, zoom, zoom. So I think this will fit him really well. I'm very, very excited for him to have this extra flax in his wardrobe. I'm getting ever closer to knitting a grown-up version. When that will happen, I couldn't tell you, but I definitely recommend it. And if you want any help getting started, you can always message me. I am going to be doing my online courses and my one-to-ones again now I'm moved and settled, so I'd be more than happy to help you. All right, so I just thought I'd quickly show you the J sock that I was working on. Can you just about see the, let me put it right up to the camera and then come back, and it should catch and focus. There we go. Just if I hide. Yeah, you can just about see the lace pattern here. It looks almost a little bit like feathers. It's kind of lost in the patterned yarn. I think it would look really cute in a solid yarn, but I wanted to do it. Christine Perry, who is the Wing Up Mum, designs these patterns specifically for the self-striping, and it does add a certain bit of texture and interest, doesn't it? It's a lovely pattern. It just requires a little bit of thought, and my brain wasn't there, so these are on hiatus for now until I've got a bit more brain space. But to be honest, we're in October. It's October. I want to knit hand knit socks. I owe my dad a pair. Robin needs partners to all his pairs that half pairs that I knit him while I was still at the shop. I think there's going to be a lot more vanilla socks going on, and I'll be taking the opportunity to revise my vanilla sock pattern, add further sizes. I want to add toddler sizes now as well, and that will be available through PayHip. So if you want my basic free vanilla sock pattern as it stands, if you want to get started knitting socks, just drop me a comment below, drop me a message on Instagram or Facebook via the Midnight Diary, and I will get that out to you. And it includes updates as I update them as well. The final thing that's been getting a little bit of love, although it was set completely aside for the Quinn test knit socks because obviously that was to a deadline, is the Grain Shawl by Tin Can Knits. It's a really simple top-down shawl which starts with the garter tab, and then you create 2 triangles that you increase either side of the triangle to create it fanning out. Now it's not fanning out very well because it's in the middle of a row. This is so nearly finished. I did think I'd have it finished before we moved, but time just got away with me. I'm knitting it in West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat, which is a chunky yarn. I'm working on 6.5mm needles. Again, it is a free pattern from Tin Can Knits. Perfect first shawl project. Give you the garter tab cast on and the skills you need. And I only have this much to go. So when this ball is finished, I'm going to bundle it up, shove it in a post bag and send it down to TYD because this is their yarn and it is just for them. But it's nice, potato chippy, simple. I think that's the theme for today. Simple knits for a mind in much need of simplicity. Talking about simple knits, I'm finally going to get around to sorting out my hat pattern for you soon, the Garter Marbini. I've been promising it since last year and it's not happened. I'm going to be doing some more tutorials for beginning, both in crochet and knitting, and they'll be available on the YouTube channel as well. And when I was away, it came to my attention that the Middle of Little had sock yarn. So I thought it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? And I was away, it was quite stressful. So I thought I'll go and treat myself to some little sock yarn. So I've got 2 lots of there's extra here as well. One's for a gift, so I've hidden it. So I don't know why, because the person doesn't watch this channel, but I've hidden it. So I've got 4 packs of yarn. So I've got 2 balls of the 6-ply there. And it does actually show you how they knit up on the ball band, which is quite good fun. And these I thought would make really fun Halloween socks, 6-ply socks for me. I'm doing a lot more walking now. I did the 60 miles for bliss. I'm not sure if I've already said that in this take. I've recorded this twice. And I'm in need of thicker socks, more thicker socks for all the dog walking. But I thought these would make really fun Halloween socks. It doesn't actually show you how this colourway knits up on the ball band, so that could be really good fun. And I got some 4-ply as well, which I'll easily get 2 pairs out of, possibly 4, because of heels, toes and cuffs. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a solid and a self stripe, or whether I'm going to mix and match. I'm not sure yet. But these were £4.99, so you're looking at £2.50 for a pair of socks, which is really, really good value. It is it has knitting instructions on it as well. What's the 75% new wool, non-felting, machine washable at 40, and 25% polyamide, so that would be the nylon. And that apparently makes 2 pairs of socks, but I think I'll get more out of it. I've also got the 4-ply in a more masculine shade, because I'm knitting a pair for someone very dear to me for their birthday, which I better get a wriggle on because I've only got a few weeks left. But I'm quite confident that with the speed at which I knit socks, I'll be able to do that. So yeah, I'll report back and let you know how the middle of Lidl shaped up in terms of sock knitting. So we are just over a month into our big life-changing move to Devon. I'm from Essex originally, met my husband at uni in London. We've lived in Kent since we were married, which was 11 years ago this summer. And now we've moved to Devon, which is where he is from originally and all his family are from. We loved our life in Kent, but we wanted to be near family for our little one, Robin, and the opportunity for him, my husband, to do his masters. And he said him, that sounded like Robin was doing a masters. He's clever. He's not that clever. That came up, and the location's great, and the ducks all aligned with the stars aligned with mortgages and things like that. So we thought, we've just got to take the plunge and do it. So we took a deep breath and jumped, and here we are. And it's fabulous. It's really fabulous. It felt like a holiday for the first week or so. That holiday feeling soon went when the boiler stopped working. That wasn't too fun. Excuse my still wet hair from the shower. It's so beautiful here. I can't begin to tell you. I'm so inspired. When the diary does start up again, and it will, I've decided, I've done a bit of soul searching, and it's going to start up again. Dyeing yarn is my happy place. Teaching crafts is what I love. Designing, it needs to be a part of my life. I set it up for my daughter. I'm not going to let that fall by the wayside, no matter what happens. So I'm very excited to be planning for the future of the diary. 2024 is going to be the most exciting year. Up until then, I'm going to be doing lots behind the scenes, just getting ready, prepping, maybe a few more knitting designs, a few more tutorials on the YouTube channel. I'm just going to enjoy life for a while. I've just this week secured a little job in a tea room in a beautiful place called Cockington Court, in the village of Cockington, which is so beautiful. I'll try and put some pictures up. We're spending a lot of time walking. The sea is so close that if the wind's going in the right direction of an evening, you can actually hear the waves, which is just, oh, I've missed that. I've really missed that. And there are owls that hoot and swoop outside my window at night. The first night I was like, what on earth is that? What's going on? And after a while I realised it's owls, real life actual owls living in the wild quite happily. It's magical. It's so green round here. It's also very hilly, so I'm getting very good at going up and down hills. It felt really weird to be back in Kent the other day with everything being flat. It was just marvellous being here. It's slightly weird, you know. I was on the phone to someone the other day and said, "Oh, where's your husband?" I thought he's just popped round to his mum's. We've never been able to do that, just pop round anywhere. So yeah, Robin is absolutely thriving. He's loving it here. The scenery is so beautiful. We are so spoiled for stunning walks. We spent some time, not quite on Dartmoor yesterday. We're working up to that. We drove up to a place called Haytor, which is a big rock on a hill, basically. Haytor, Tor means hill. And we're in Torquay, hill by the sea, very hilly. And I got out of the car to just sort of see what was what. And these Dartmoor ponies wandered over, and one of them just muzzled my hand, and I was just like, oh, this is so special. I stood very still, very quiet and very calm, because obviously, you know, these ones were obviously quite brave coming up to humans. I'm quite accustomed to them, but it was just velvet on my hand, this velvety muzzle, and just the huff of its breath. The whole thing was magical, right up until the point where a big stallion turned around, because there was an information rock in front of me, and he kind of walked to the other side of the rock, turned around so he had his back to me, and then proceeded to scratch his booty on this rock back and forth and back and forth. And this went on for about 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. It was obviously a very satisfying itch to scratch, but there we are. And they were just beautiful. Robin was asleep, so he didn't see them. And then we went to somewhere called Park with an E on the end, which is just outside Bovey Tracy, which is one of the places we're looking to live. Spin a Yarn is there, a yarn shop. Didn't go in to Spin a Yarn. We were there to go out and have a picnic and explore and be out in the wild a bit. So yeah, went out there. And tomorrow I think the plan is to go to Becky Falls. So yeah, we're just soaking up the family time. We've been to Trago Mills, where there was a model railway, and Robin absolutely loved that. I'll put some pictures up if I can. He got to go on a steam train, which was really exciting. He loved that miniature steam train. There is a steam train that runs from Paignton, which is like the next town over, and I think it goes to Agatha Christie's house or something like that. Looking forward to taking him to that, and the zoo and things like that. We've joined some baby clubs, so he's doing messy play every Tuesday, which he loves. And I say, it's just mad. There's so many pinch me moments. So we went up to Walls Hill the other day, and the view, it's just, there was a hairy moment, because we were initially going to go to the beach, because we thought, well, you know, it's a nice afternoon, we'll make the most of it. Robin's up, he's had a late nap, so we'll go and play and we'll go to the beach. It's very exciting. I bought him a bucket and spade, and we're going to go and have a look at the rock pools. And we went down to Oddicombe Beach, I think. I might have got that wrong, but there's a really steep incline down, and we drove down, but it was utter chaos because so many cars were down there. And there's a policeman who stopped us part way, and he's like, yeah, you need to go back. I'm like, I'll reverse up this. So I tried, and I was like, I'm ever so sorry, officer, this is beyond my skill level. So he reversed our car up, and the smell by the end of it, the clutch was not happy. So we're like, okay, we're not doing that. So yeah, not doing that one. Waiting for the Cliff Railway to open up again. It's waiting for some parts at Babbacombe, and then we'll go down to that beach. But Meadfoot Beach is just near us as well. We're utterly spoiled with where we are. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so we've been to various parks, and it's just been lovely. There's a lot to do. As I said, there's decorating and organising. There's the logistics of jobs and things like that, and setting up the diary. But I'm so thrilled we're here. I can't wait to show you all how wonderful it is and all the adventures we're having. And I'm so inspired by the landscape around me. I've already got Babbacombe Bay yarn, which was my bestseller last year, and I'm seeing a whole Babbacombe collection, a whole Dartmoor collection. It's very exciting. I need to go up to Exeter next week, which is only about half an hour drive maybe. It's the nearest big city, and visit Wool on the X. I'm very excited to visit there and meet Ella, who designed the chicken. If you've been here long enough, you'll know my love affair with this chicken, and it turns out she's the designer behind it, and she's released kits, and so I ordered a kit months ago ready for collection. So I'm finally going to go and collect my chicken. So that will be a glorious podcast. I will be over the moon excited. So I might take you with me and vlog it. It's a really lovely yarn shop. It's a community interest company. So yeah, so I need to go and check out the local yarn stores. And yeah, that's it really. We're prepping for Birthdays, it's birthday season in the Mills family. So my husband, my 2 brothers-in-law, their 2 girlfriends, great grandma, all October, and then of course you got Robin in the start of November as well. So it's all a bit chaotic and exciting. So I'm gonna be totally broke by the end of it. And then Christmas. So tell me what's new with you. I would love to know. Any of you doing Socktober? Don't forget that free sock pattern is available, and I've got some others as well. What Vlogtobers should I watch? Are you watching any? I'm obviously not doing it because I'm hoping to have my ducks in a row ready for Christmas, because I really loved doing Vlogmas last year. I'm really looking forward to doing it again this year. Stitches Southwest is on at Newton Abbot, which is just up the road from me, on the 4th and 5th of November. I'm going to go on the Saturday. Folkestone Harbour Yarns is vending there, I know that much. So that's just up the road from me. So if you're going to be at Stitches Southwest, give me a shout. Let's meet up and say hey. Yeah, I'm looking at setting up a in-person group here as well, because there aren't many around. So I fancy maybe setting up an in-person one. There's so many things and opportunities, but at the moment I'm just trying to rein it in, enjoy being here, get the decorating done, get rid of the last of the boxes. We're almost box free. I think downstairs we might be box free. We've got a downstairs shower room, which might do for rinsing yarn and things. But when it comes to it, but at the moment it's being used as a storage cupboard for Alan's tools and Robin's birthday presents and things like that, rather than a wet room, because there isn't an outside storage at the moment. We need to get that sorted, need to get a shed sorted. And yeah, I'm whittering on a bit now. Autumn knitting plans I'm going to share with you in my next video, so I do hope you will check back for that. So anyway, I think that's me. That's all I've got to say today. I could waffle on, I'm sure. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and thank you for your patience waiting for me. As it's not particularly aesthetic, this isn't going to be my final podcast setup. I've got no idea what my studio space is going to look like, but if I waited till everything was done, we'd be waiting for a lot longer, probably years, and I might never ever do it again. So thought we just leap in. My aunt, who is behind So Sweet Samuel, said just never mind your tripod, never mind boxes, just prop your camera somewhere and dive in. Now I did wait for my tripod, which I managed to leave in Kent. Got that back in the last week, so here we go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know what podcasts you've been enjoying recently. I'm really behind on podcasts, but I have been dipping into Well Loved Knits, which is Bethany. I really like her knit and chat. It feels really informal and like a cozy chat in someone's living room talking knitting, which is great. So yeah, and I hope that you have enjoyed this chat today, and I will see you very soon. Bye.